I've been having a lot of fun using Prismatic on all characters, and after some endless hours dual Destiny farming on Titan, like it's my full-time job, I have found a perfect build that'll have you smashing your enemies into oblivion. Let's not waste any time and dive right in. Let's talk about the exotic mark real quick. This bad boy gives a Spirit of Assassins. Finishers and powered melee final blows grant invisibility. And then there's Spirit of Contact. Damaging a target with a powered melee causes all nearby targets to suffer lightning strikes and become jolted. Now on to the subclass. For the aspects, we have Consecration. While sliding, activate your charged melee ability to launch a wave of solar energy forward. Damaging and scorching targets in front of you, as you leap in the air while airborne, activate your charged melee again to slam on the ground and create a second larger wave of damaging solar energy. If the wave hits a scorched target, they ignite. And then I have Dringer's Lash. Using your barricade will create a ripple that travels along the ground, suspending and damaging the targets it hits. Now for the abilities, I will be using Rally Barricade. Feel free to use anything else. And then we have Frenzied Blade. This is going to give you 3 chances to use Consecration when they're all charged up. But even if you used a regular charged melee, slashing targets in front of you will sever them. And then I will be using a Pulse Grenade for the extra damage. Moving on to the fragments, first we have Facet of Protection. While surrounded, you are more resistant to incoming damage, and while transcendent, the effect is increased. Next we have Facet of Courage. Using Arc, Solar, and Void abilities deal increased damage to targets afflicted with darkness debuffs. Then we have Facet of Blessing. Melee final blows start health regeneration, and while you're transcendent, melee final blows start health regen for you and your nearby homies. And then we have Facet of Dawn. Powered melee hits targets will make you radiant, and then melee final blows will make you and your nearby homies radiant as well. Facet of Purpose. Picking up an Orb of Power will grant Woven Mail, because I have Blade Fury on as a super. Finally, we have Facet of Sacrifice. While you have an Arc, Solar, or Void buff, ability final blows grant bonus darkness energy. For the super, I will be using Blade Fury. Feel free to use anything else, but keep in mind that using a different super will change how Facet of Purpose works. For the weapons, you can use anything that you like. I have found that using Monte Carlo is beneficial for this build, because dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown, and it grants a chance to fully charge your melee abilities with each kill. And getting Markov Chain ×5 to proc Bayonet is kind of a bonus. Before I talk about the armor mods, if you appreciate the drip, here's the transmog. If I'm gonna defeat enemies, I want to look pretty while doing it. Leave a comment rating my drip, because we all know that the fashion is the real endgame here. Now on to the armor mods. For the helmet, I will be using hands-on to gain super energy on melee kills, and then I will have on heavy ammo finder because I like going on a heavy rampage, but you're more than welcome to add another hands-on. For the arms, I have on momentum transfer to reduce melee cooldown upon grenade kills, and then I have heavy-handed to create orbs when I have melee final blows, and then focusing strike to get my barricade energy when I cause a powered melee attack. For the chest, feel free to use whatever you like and change it up based on what activity you are doing. This is just what I have on for now. For the legs, I have on Recuperation. Whenever I pick up an orb, it replenishes my health. Invigoration to reduce melee cooldown when I pick up an orb, and Insulation to reduce barricade cooldown when I pick up an orb. Finally, we have the class item with Distribution to reduce all ability cooldowns when I place my barricade near enemies. Outreach to reduce melee cooldown when I place my barricade, and then Bomber to reduce grenade cooldown when I use my barricade. Imagine this, you're surrounded by enemies, and just when they think they have you cornered, boom, Consecration smashes down like a Titan-sized hammer. You'll be leaving a trail of destruction that'll have your enemies questioning their life choices. But what really makes this build sing is Consecration. I mean, is there anything more satisfying than slamming into a group of enemies and watching them disintegrate and get electrocuted at the same time? I don't think so. Combining Frenzied Blade, Consecration, and Spirit of Contact is the most insane combo I've ever seen, and being able to go invis after a Consecration melee is absolutely nuts. And honestly, it's not about the damage, it's really about the journey. The hilarious, unpredictable journey that only Destiny 2 can provide. Whether you're toppling bosses or accidentally sending enemies to a one-way trip to the moon, this build has got your back. So if you're really looking for a Titan build that's not just powerful, but also endlessly entertaining, the Prismatic Titan is your new best friend. Whether you are farming, running PvE, or just having a laugh with your friends, this build brings more fun in more ways than one. If you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to leave a like and click that subscribe button for me. And if you didn't know, I do live stream on Twitch. I do a lot of PvE things, and sometimes I teach Guardians PvE things. So if you want to hop in for any of that, all my socials will be linked down below, along with the dim link. Happy gaming, Guardians, and remember that I love you in-game.